Hello, Nomads, and welcome to episode 22 of the Nomads of Fantasy podcast. I am your host, Brandon, and I am also with... I feel like I'm being very professional here. I don't know why I'm being so professional.
Let's get loose.
Who am I with? Eric, what's going on?
I got beer tonight.
Yay.
Yes.
If you remember last week, I said I didn't have any alcohol in my house. So just specifically for tonight, I went out and got 2 tall Genesee beers from the gas station.
But hold on a second. Defend you, because like Genesee, I would be like, hey, Genesee, oh, good call. Genesee's a local beer, right?
This is my hometown, brewed right here in Rochester, New York, where I live. So I got to represent the WNY over here.
Classy.
And what about you, Dave? What do you get?
Nothing. I got nothing. I have Bacardi rum with some sparkling raspberry lime. I got a bad feeling about this one. We'll see how that goes.
All right. That was it's not as cool as not as cool as that mustache.
Good
that you're
intro.
rocking
Good
in,
start.
So yeah.
No.
So we watched Visions by Disney, and it's the Star Wars meets anime kind of thing. And I know it's not canon, right?
Yeah, they've stated that it's not canon.
Thank God.
But it plays around with the lore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it. Hold on there, Dave.
Dave's getting feisty already.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, but yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about it just dropped as the time of the recording. Like it just dropped like the other day or whatever. But yeah, we're watching this and we just finished it. We're gonna get into it. Yeah, man, and we're Star Wars fans, so we're probably
and anime fans.
Just like following, and anime fans, honestly.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be yeah. Dave and I dabble with some anime. If you haven't listened to the show, the Nomads of Fantasy podcast, you've noticed that we've been kind of getting in there. We did Akira, which I think is the greatest anime of all time.
I forced them to watch My Hero Academia.
Wasn't for me, but Dave didn't mind it. He still watches it. I think.
Stuck around for a little bit. We're into season 3 now, but still chugging along.
Okay. Yeah, and we did what was it? Invincible, which is like the American anime,
and Castlevania,
right?
Castlevania inspired.
That's right.
Inspired by anime.
We love cartoons.
Yeah, I just don't care if it's just if it's cool and it has a cool story, fun characters. I don't know. I can lose myself to that. I know I'm an adult and I'm watching cartoons, but I also like Pixar. So I mean, whatever. I don't care. Entertain me. But yeah, dude. So, and I'm a big fan of Disney, so I'm excited to talk about this, and I'm just excited to talk about Star Wars. But usually, what we do is we get into what we've been up to. But first, guys, I got big news to tell you.
Oh, let's hear it.
We have a sponsor for our show.
What? I don't believe you.
Who is it?
Yes, we do. I am proud to bring to you the sponsorship of Brandon Wilson Creative.
Oh my God. Hawking your own shit on your podcast.
I love it. Yeah, dude. So I don't know. I thought
wait, that means we got to get paid.
I am not paying you in any way. But Eric, Eric, you know that if I need to work with a developer, you're gonna be my guy.
I'm always here.
But I just thought, what the hell, man? But anyways, I'm gonna put that out there. But now I want to go into. Well, let's see. Let's go with Eric. Eric, what have you been doing since we last recorded?
I've been doing a lot of the same. I've played a little bit more of Castlevania Symphony of the Night on stream.
How far?
Last time I checked, the in-game percentage said 54%.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so no spoilers or anything, but I do know some stuff that is coming up, but I'm excited to keep playing it. If you want to catch that, I think I've been streaming on Fridays. So if you want to catch my next Castlevania stream, you can tune in at twitch.tv/Nomads of Fantasy. I usually do Friday nights around 10 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to catch that, I will still be playing through that. promote our YouTube channel too. I'm putting the archives up on there, and we're gonna slowly put our episodes up on there as well. So if you want to listen to those and watch those on our YouTube channel, just search us on YouTube. You'll find it. Let's see what else. I've been into Castlevania ever since we did our Castlevania episode.
Same here.
I've been kind of diving a little bit.
Same here.
I've been diving a little bit.
I just bought the anniversary collection.
Same. I bought the anniversary collection on Switch, and it was on sale for $5. Like, come on.
That's what it was on
That's
Xbox.
ridiculous.
I was like, okay. I went through each. I spent like a half an hour to an hour with each one, from like 1 to the 5th one, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cool, man. I don't know. What a time to be alive.
I played through a bit of the first one. I got through actually a decent chunk of the first one. Luckily, the anniversary collection has save states.
Oh,
because
lovely.
Without those, man, that game would be tough. Because you basically have, I don't remember how many lives you have, but don't you have a limited number of continues also?
You get unlimited continues, but only like 3 lives.
So I mean,
when you die, it'll go back.
You start back at the beginning, right? Of the
How far
stage.
did you get in the first one?
Oh, I think I'm on stage like 12 or something. I don't know how many stages there are. I don't know how far that is, but
the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget. I was in the area, started getting all the flying Medusa heads, which are the worst enemy in Castlevania.
But dude, is it not
the
cool
best.
that like the same monsters and the same like candles and the same like all the stuff, everything's the same, no matter 1, 2, 3, whatever. I love that they preserve it, and they might like introduce game mechanics. Maybe 1 and 3 are almost identical, but like 2 had more of an RPG approach. It starts in a town. All the other ones just start like right at the castle.
Well,
they like the way the Medusa, the monsters are all the same. I don't know. I just thought that was really fun.
it is interesting playing Symphony of the Night and the original at the same time, because you do see, like you said, you see a lot of those parallels, but you can also see how much they like built upon the series, especially with Symphony of the Night. I feel like Symphony of the Night was kind of the turning point for the series, where they went more in that RPG direction, and kind of came into
that's super.
Yeah, they kind of came into their own with like the
Super Castlevania.
Yeah, yep.
4th one.
Yep, with like the Metroidvania type stuff, like the item based progression and everything. But
well, the quality jump like from 1, 2, and 3 is all on the NES, and they all look the same, and they could be the limitations of the hardware, but in like 2 years they go from like what 3 was to the 4th one, which is on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Super Castlevania,
and it's just the quality is so much better. Even like how the mechanic of the whip, how you can control and you can move the whip. You know what I'm saying?
You let it dangle, let it hold. You just hold the whip out in front of you, and enemies will just walk into it, or bats will fly into it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you can move the controls around, and it whips it around. Where in 1, 2, and 3, actually in 5, I think as well, it's just kind of whip in front of you, and that's it, or crouch and whip, and that's it. But in that one, 4, it was just so innovative.
That was for Genesis, or I believe that was that one. I didn't really like. I played that one this week too.
Oh, the 5th one.
No.
Oh yeah.
Bloodlines or whatever that one was.
It had a Sega look to it. Yeah.
It was like chunky and beefy.
Yeah, now that you say that.
Know.
Yep. Yeah, it kind of looked like Altered Beast met Castlevania. I don't know why. Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, Eric, I know you're trying to do your catch up, but why is he like an American guy from Texas in the 1800s in the 5th one? It was so weird. Right? Did you notice that?
He was like weird built, big and stocky, and didn't have the same build. He looked like he was out of like a Final Fight game or some shit like that.
Yes, dude. Yeah, it was so weird. All right, sorry, Eric. Go ahead. I also was playing Castlevania.
What's the other? Oh, the other thing I started to get into was I checked out Deathloop a little bit.
Nice.
On my PlayStation 5. I feel like I haven't played enough to form like a super solid opinion on it. I played like the first hour and a half or so. I definitely want to dig in more to it. But if you've played like the Dishonored games, sort of have the same kind of movement mechanics and everything. It's very fluid and quick. with the getting around and parkour and everything, climbing up ledges, up buildings, all that stuff, stealthing around. But I mean, there's guns, so that's pretty awesome. So like I said, I haven't really dug into enough. What I've played so far, I'm really digging with the whole concept of the time loop and everything. But I kind of want to hold my opinions until I've played a little bit more of it. So maybe you can look forward to me talking about that a little bit more next week, because I'm planning on digging into it this weekend.
Okay.
That was pretty much all I had. So it's all you, Dave.
Cool. Well, while we were talking about Castlevania, I played through and finished all of Super Castlevania, Super NES one. Like Brandon was saying, they did a lot of
kind of highly regarded.
They one of my favorites. I had that one growing up as a kid, and they did a lot of when they made the jump from Nintendo to Super Nintendo. They made a lot of little tweaks that you like to the formula, I guess technically, because they're more allowable. Like you can jump onto staircases rather than having to go to the bottom of them and walk up, which makes traversal so much easier.
Yep.
One of the things, like you said before, you can whip in all directions. So you can whip up, and being like a side scroller game, whipping up, it makes the game so much easier and like adds a whole different,
so much easier. Yeah.
takes out a lot of difficulty that like they kind of built into the first couple, where you got like a dude just waiting for you at the top of the steps. You can just stand under him and whip him now. So that was pretty nice. Yeah, that one was good towards the end. I like that, like when after I beat it, they kind of go through and show each level and show like highlights from each level and do a little freeze frame. And that one had a lot of the, what do they call it? Mode 7 or whatever on Super NES, where they were like rotating sprites and stuff. There's one level that like the background turns and it literally makes me want to vomit just kind of thinking about it. It's like one of those funhouse tubes that you're in. But like every single level had a little bit of had like some sort of, gameplay tweak, or like you'd step on a chest, and like one was in Dracula's treasure room, and each level's kind of got its own little thing. So they're all their own little individual gems. But that was a good one. Started Lords of Shadow again since we've all been ripping through Castlevania games. Got through the first.
That's the one that came out
couple chapters.
as 3D. That was on like the 360 PS3, so vastly different. Like we go from like all of them being like I was saying, it's kind of cool how they all more or less play the same, have the same mechanics. But then there's a massive leap to 3D with the inspiration from God of War and Shinobi games and all that stuff, right? And,
this one's 2010.
And honestly, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good for its time. Nice.
It's one that I think, because I get lost in like because there's just so much stuff going on. I kind of like gotta stop and focus on like backgrounds and stuff like that to kind of see what's going on. But I think it's the first 3D one. I don't know, it might not be, but little that I know, this was Mercury Steam and Kojima Productions too, which I don't know what they had a hand in, but that was kind of cool to see that logo pop up in the beginning. It was interesting, but it's literally just like, 3D character action game, like the old God of Wars. You don't control the camera, so they, where you go is where the camera goes, and it kind of like it'll jump to spots. But I think that's why they get like
that
such
took
nice
me a little bit
graphic
to
quality
adjust
in it.
to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to go resurrect your wife, and it's got Patrick Stewart doing the voiceovers in between each of the chapters. And they're all kind of their own little individual little pieces. They all kind of got their own kind of setting to them, I guess you could say. But, then Patrick Stewart hops in, reads a chapter, you go on to the next level. It's kind of jarring when you're like starting the next level, where you're just like, I'm falling down a cliff, and you're just, starting from that spot, which is a little weird. But God of Wars are like a little more linear path where you're just going. And this one, it's got a bit of that Metroidvania, Castleroid, whatever you want to call it. Where you're supposed to go back to areas and unlock shit, or but this one's chapter based, so you can play through the first like 5, unlock something, go back and play one of them back there, and then jump back to where you were and kind of jump around. But they don't have like all the levels are kind of mazy at some points where like you get lost and you don't know where to go. And I had that happen a couple times where it gets kind of annoying that I don't know where to go because it kind of makes me a little crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna work through that one. I haven't played the second one. Apparently the second one's not as good as the first, but I'm curious what you guys will have to say when you get to the end of that game, because it's a good story throughout. It's a little ham-fisted, kind of cheesy. I guess Castlevanias really aren't known for their great stories, but that one is super cool. Don't read ahead and spoil anything on that one. Played a little bit of 76. That's 76. More Fallout. Been watching Why the Last Man. That's a good show. That one's I think I'm all caught up on that one now, which kind of sucks because I like binging through those. But that's it's a great adaptation of the graphic novel.
Oh, something else I've been watching. Sorry, Dave. I just wanted to mention.
No, jump in.
I've been watching The Sopranos. I think I mentioned it a while ago, but we're nearing the end of season 1, and it's really fucking good. I don't know. We tried it once before and we didn't really get into it, but now we're digging into it and we're all in because that prequel movie is just coming out. I think it came out today as we're recording this on HBO Max.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
Sopranos
I
prequel
did not
movie.
know that was even coming out.
Yep.
Huh.
So everyone's
Yeah.
kind of talking about that. So, but I'm digging the original series.
There's no sequels with the way it ended because I don't think they want to.
Spoilers, dude.
Well, you'll have to watch all however many seasons and figure it out yourself. What else
the
is on
actors passed away also.
Oh, Tony,
Yeah,
he
James
did.
Gandolfini. James Gandolfini's dead.
Forgot about that.
Yep.
That was a while ago too.
He died back in 2013. Yep.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Sorry. Yeah, other little crap. Lego Masters wrapped up. That's a good show. Cool to watch people build shit. There's a new Amico trailer. That one got me depressed.
Oh,
And
no.
then I watched. We're not even talking about that. We'll save that for a whole episode. And then
We're talking about that Intellivision console
God.
I've been banging
yeah,
on.
that thing.
Dave
I
just
don't-
glossed over it, and I told him, like, why...
That thing's never coming out.
We won't get into it, because it's
It'll come out.
sore
It's just whether it's
subject
going to
with
be
Dave.
good or not is the sad thing. But whatever.
It's sad, but I called it, man. And I'm like, I don't want this thing
Well-
not to work out, but it's just...
How many consoles?
called
What
it, like,
percentage of
so
consoles?
long ago.
What percentage of consoles actually do, like, thrive? Like, it's.
But if you
let's
have...
be honest, like 90% of them
Dude,
fail.
but they're making something that should have came out, like, 15 years ago.
Hmm?
It's hard. It's hard to come out with a new console these days.
Well, yeah, but, dude, the Nintendo Wii... The Wii was amazing. The Wii U, not so much. Then the Switch comes out, and it's amazing. So even Nintendo can have
Yeah,
a stinker.
if you're not Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony, though, like your odds of breaking into
it's hard to break
everything
through.
else is kind of tough. So that's a whole different
Yep.
argument. But yeah, they had a good approach and they fucked it up. So we'll just, you're gonna get
We'll
me
have to wait
sad.
and
And you're
see.
gonna make me angry. Poor fucking thing. But I watched a movie called Reminiscence a week or two ago. It was on HBO. It came out in August of 2021, so it's only a couple months old. I had never heard of it. They took Suicide Squad off, which I wanted to watch, and I'm like, oh, here's a movie. It's got
Already?
It's got Hugh Jackman on it. Yeah, they only had the old one on. I'm like, all right, well,
Oh, wow.
I know nothing about this movie. I'm just gonna fucking jump in.
Oh, darn. Not that
no,
classic.
second Suicide Squad is supposed to be good.
Sorry.
The newest one.
No,
I thought you were talking about
First
the
one's
first
still
one.
on there.
first one's all right, but
Oh.
this one is a
Yeah.
what do they describe it as? An American neo-noir science fiction film. So it's got a lot of noir film stuff kind of built into it. Hugh Jackman's basically, I don't know, he's kind of like a detective basically. He works in this place where you can go back and relive your memories. They call it reminiscence. They're really hitting it on it, but
That's cool.
it's basically like climate change caused the seas to rise, so like Miami's like all flooded and super hot, so nobody goes out during the day and everybody's out at night, so like the whole film takes place more or less at night a lot of the times. And basically Hugh Jackman's a dude named Nick, and he runs a business that, you know, people just pay to relive old memories of back when they were happy and stuff like that. And it, you know, ends up in true noir fashion falling for a chick, and then some stuff happens and he's got to go like on a little investigation thing, and there's a lot of inner monologues and that kind of stuff. I don't want to spoil the whole movie on you guys, but it was decent. I wouldn't say it's a
Sounds pretty
great
cool.
movie. I wouldn't rush out to see it, but if you're bored on a day, it might be good to just throw on. It was, I don't know, we'll put it this way: it had a budget of what, 68 million, and it made back 18. So it did not perform very well. I don't think it was reviewed very well. I didn't really check on it. It looks like it has a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 37%. So it's not really highly regarded.
I'm sorry. Why are
I'm
you
not
recommending
recommending
this?
it. I'm just
Hugh
saying I watched
Jackman, I would
it,
think,
but
would be
it was,
held
And
to
I mean,
a higher standard.
It was all right. It had a couple actresses from Westworld.
All right. So if you're listening to this, don't watch
Yeah,
this movie.
I mean, I didn't
Dave
say
saying.
go. I didn't say go run out and
Unless
watch
you're a big
it.
Hugh
Just,
Jackman fan.
if you're bored and you've sucked up everything else on HBO Max that you possibly can.
If you literally have nothing else to watch this movie.
Yeah, that's about it though. It's nothing too exciting there. What about Brandy? What do you got?
Dave, I checked out that Last Man show or whatever, and I couldn't
Why
get
The Last
into it.
Man?
I don't mind him. Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. It's like it kind of reminds me of Walking Dead or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. Not Walking Dead, but everybody's like gone. Or everyone's dead or
I was
something.
gonna say,
Rapture.
if we're talking about like first couple seasons of Walking Dead, then I'm into
Mhm.
it. But I love the first couple seasons.
No, but he has no idea what the hell happened or something. I don't know. It's weird.
He doesn't know.
I
It
just
is-
couldn't get into it. I did not.
It is very post-apocalyptic-y, and I know
It
how you
was
have that.
boring.
Yeah, it takes a little bit.
It was
Like
just, I don't know.
that whole episode kind of ramps up the first one to when the thing happens, and then you gotta
Yeah,
spend a couple seasons figuring out
It was
what,
weird,
why,
like,
and
he has like this ferret or what's his
It's a
pet?
monkey.
Cat or something like that.
it's a monkey.
Monkey, that's what it is. I'm trying to remember.
Ferret.
All right, and I
Did you
couldn't
really
remember.
watch
I
this?
don't know. Yeah, and then like
You're playing on
was,
your
like in
phone
the
the whole
sewers
time.
and it. Yeah, no, I don't do that. When I sit and watch something, I
Same.
couldn't get into it, and I fell asleep watching it. I'll be honest, and it wasn't late. It was like 10 o'clock, and I'm like, ugh, what? So, anyways, I watched like the first couple episodes, but yeah, I don't know. Like monkey, like gets the monkey back, and I don't know. I got nothing on that show, dude. I couldn't get into it.
Once the
Although it was
once
really
the
cool
agent,
seeing what's her face again. The woman, the politician, the is it the first lady? Maybe that part was actually kind of. I like that stuff. I guess I thought that was kind of cool. I like that actress, Diane Keaton. That's not Diane Keaton. What's that
Yeah, I don't
actress's
know.
name, Dave?
Lisa yelled it out when we started watching it because she knew her.
She's a
from-
she's a good actress. It was really cool, and she's aged fantastically. And I was like, all right. I mean, but anyways, not to talk about a show that you liked and I just couldn't get into. Who cares about that? I also checked out Legion. Couldn't get into that. I was like, this is
Legion's a
weird. I
fucking
don't like
weird one. So Diane Lane is the lady's name.
Diane Lane. Yeah, no, I like seeing her. She usually is like if I see her in something, it means quality. But so I checked out Xbox xCloud, right? And I was on my phone, and I wanted to check out how to stream the games from my phone without a controller because I tried on my iPad and it was a miserable experience and it was very delayed. And I was only in like a one room away from my router. So I was in the same room as my router on my phone, and I went through touch. And it was interesting because there's a good amount of games that you can use touch controls. I was really impressed. And what's funny is that on my Xbox One X, I can't play medium, but I can play that on like the Xbox Series S or the Series X, or apparently a fucking phone or a browser. It's crazy.
Well, the
It's just wild. I
xCloud
understand
has-
the technology.
yeah, I was gonna say xCloud has the Series X server blades now, so it's got the upgraded to the next gen hardware.
I just thought that was interesting that I have a console that can't play a game, but my phone can. And the way is, obviously it's streaming it, the video
What were you
feed,
playing?
and I'm using the touch control. I just checked out like a bunch of random games. Honestly, I don't remember. I just all these random games on Game Pass, and I was just testing it out. And it's cool when it works. Like I was doing Hail the King or whatever it was, where you make decisions and shit. You know what I'm talking
Yes, Your
about?
Grace.
In Game Pass. Yes, Your Grace. I like how you knew what I was talking about. I'm so bad with names. I'm on a podcast and I can't remember names sometimes. No, and it was cool. Like it's cool. Like I really think that Microsoft is onto something, and the technology, obviously it's still in beta, but it is wild that if they can get this to work, I didn't mind. And it's cool, dude. Like the developers must take the time. I guess that's who's just doing it, is taking the time, because each game had different kind of touch controls for your phone. And I thought
That's
that was
cool.
really
That is
cool
pretty
to
cool.
see.
You
Yeah,
said you
dude.
didn't
It
try
was
it with
just
a
like,
Bluetooth yet? Controller?
I did, or when it first rolled out, like a month later or something like that, I tried my iPad Pro, and it was in another room, and I was using my regular Xbox One controller, Bluetooth to it, and
Oh.
I was playing. I was actually playing Psychonauts. Actually, now that I think about it, it was Psychonauts 2.
Mm.
That game just came out. I was downloading it on my Xbox or something like that, and I wanted to try it out, and I don't know, it was delayed just by a little bit, but it was enough to drive me.
Especially a game like
bonkers.
that, like a platformer where you kind of need some precision. You know, it's tough over the
Yep.
cloud.
Correct. Yeah. So if you play an indie game with very simple controls or whatever, I mean, they had some games on there that like I would never play this with touch controls, but I did play some whatever indie casual games, and I was pretty content. So good luck,
I tried
Xbox team. Like
I
it's
tried
pretty cool.
when I was playing 12 minutes, I actually finished it on using xCloud, and yeah, there was
No
some
shit.
lag. There was some lag, but I mean, a game like that where it's, you know, it's not like fast paced, it's kind of slow plotting adventure game. It was kind of perfect for it, because you need like super responsive controls or anything, but there's definitely some lag in the input. And I was upstairs. My router's on the first floor, and I was upstairs in bed playing it, and there's noticeable lag, but I'm sure if I was either wired or closer to the router, it would have been better. But it worked. It worked well enough, I'll say.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful for the future of xCloud.
Yeah, man, because I noticed that they never really took a hit, and it's beta, but like they never took a hit on the quality of the video feed, where, you know, when you're streaming a video, maybe on like YouTube or whatever, you go from like 4K to 1080, maybe go down to like 480 or something like that. And you can tell the quality difference. Like, oh, it must be a weak signal, so it just downgrades the quality.
Depending on your bit rate, yeah, variable.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're yeah. So I was noticing. I don't think the xCloud is doing that. It stutters instead. It like buffers it. I don't know what's going on
Mhm.
there, but whatever. If they could get that smoothed out, smooth out. Nope. Smoothing's not a word, is it?
No,
But it should
It
be.
is not.
I don't think so.
God damn it! If people can say funner and stuff like that, I can say smoothing, because I feel like I've said that before, and my wife corrected me, and I'm like, really? It's not a word? She's like, no, it's not, and it doesn't sound like a word. And I'm like, it does to me. But anyways, if they could figure that shit out, man, they really got something. Can you imagine camping and just like pulling that out? Like, man, I can't sleep, and you're just like in a tent. And you're like, whatever, boom, just. Man, that's a bad example because your internet's gonna be shit camping. But whatever, you know what I'm saying, man. I actually was impressed. So that's it. A little bit different, but yep. Okay, I'm pumped to talk about some Star Wars. Let's take a break. Let's come back, and then we'll do some viewer mail. Is that what we're calling this? What are we calling this? Listener's mail.
Listener mail. Yeah, baby.
Where do Nomads get their mail by? Camel? Could be camel mail. Send a raven. All right, sorry. Do your outro. You can go ahead.
Go with that. All right, break.
We're back, and all right, we're back, and we're gonna be talking some Star Wars Visions. As the time of this recording, it kind of just came out like within the last week, and it's the anime non-canon short stories from Japan for Star Wars content. I don't know, right? Am I summing this up right, guys?
Sounds about right.
You know what I usually,
Yeah, sure.
Eric,
yeah.
usually sum up what the hell we're talking about anyway. So why don't you just explain what the hell just happened with Disney and Star Wars and what this is? This Visions.
Well, they released 9 episodes of, like you said, a Star Wars series. Each episode was actually done by a different animation studio, which I thought was pretty awesome. So each episode has a different style.
They're not connected in any way. It's
so
not like one season of.
they're not
they're all
connected
just
at all.
random stories.
Nothing to do with the movies. Nothing.
They're each
Correct,
individual
yep.
stories. Yep. They're non-canon, like you said. They've stated at the beginning of this that they're not canon.
Yeah.
So there's really no way to get it twisted, saying like, oh, this connects to this. Nope, these are all separate stories on their own.
Which is good and bad because some of these stories were really cool, and I think Dave, you might have made a comment about that outside of the show, where I kind of want to see where some of these go. I wish they were like a season.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like a not really anime. I mean, I'm light on the anime side, but I had very mixed feelings about like one episode would be awesome and fantastic, and the other next one, I wish I had my life back for however long I watched.
All right.
that
Well,
episode
all right. Hold on. Control your
Each episode-
emotions, young David.
I can't.
Now,
I can't.
now listen. Hold on a second.
I know Dave's ready to
Before
pop
we
off
get
here.
too deep into this, there's something I want to point out here. So there's a movie called The Hidden Fortress. It's a movie hole that I have. I'm
Really?
embarrassed to say I'm a big fan of Star Wars. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I believe this is the movie that inspired kind of Star Wars, right? It came out in 1958, directed by Akira Kurosawa, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I believe maybe even, what is it, 13 Samurai or whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah, these movies are old, and the way they're shot and the way they do the storytelling and the action and the camera shot angles, and they all inspired Lucas. It inspired a lot of people, but they came out of Japan. I'm bringing this up because I think it's coming full circle. I think what inspired Star Wars has thus come back and inspired Japan, and Japan is now doing their take on that. And I think it's this ping pong of this magical thing about Star Wars and just whatever. Like, it's just cool to see it going back and forth from the east to the west. And I think it's really cool, man. And the one character I think actually in the last, in the 9th episode or the 9th story, he looks like the guy from the Hidden Fortress. If you look at the artwork, you would see him like, yeah, it kind of looks like the guy. But anywho, I wanted to bring that up. I just thought that was really, really cool. And this is what was kind of fun about Star Wars is if you know the background and where a lot of it came from, that makes Star Wars so cool just because it's more than just the movies and the songs and lightsabers. So
Yeah, I mean, there a lot of, like you said, Lucas was inspired by a lot of Japanese culture. Like, you can see a lot of parallels between like samurai and the Jedi Code, and I know Lucas was inspired by like samurais with the way Jedis dress, and actually I think I was researching this earlier, the way that the lightsaber battles happen in A New Hope with like between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, a lot of that was inspired by like kendo sword fighting. So like the sword fighting with bamboo sticks and everything. So I thought that was really cool. So there's a lot of Japanese influence in Star Wars. So
Can't forget
like Brandon said.
Can't forget the French comic books that he ended up just like stealing a lot of stuff from French comic books to kind of put into Star Wars too. So I guess he had lots of inspirations, we'll say, because like you go back and I don't know, there's articles out there that just like show side by sides from the French comic book and Star Wars, and you're like, oh, those look exactly the same. So George had a lot of inspiration, we'll say, but he put it all together nicely in his movies, we'll say.
Before we get into too far into this, let's check out the listener mail.
Yeah, I put a call out on social media. I kind of wanted to just gauge what other people were thinking about Star Wars Visions after they watched it. So I'll just read a couple pieces of feedback that we got here. Our good buddy Jake Iveson sent us a long message. A lot of it was summing up kind of some of the stuff in each individual episode that he likes, but this last paragraph really sums up his thoughts. He said, most of the worlds felt bland. The characters were mostly vanilla. I get that there is a certain mix of styles as well as who each episode is appealing to, but as a diehard Star Wars fan, I thought the show as a whole was mediocre. So some pretty heavy criticism there, but
I will
agree in
allow
some
it.
aspects. Yep.
Yeah, I can. If people have issue or if that feedback in general, I think is valid. It's valid.
Mm-hmm. Let's see a couple other ones here. Quentin Crow says cool as hell. Should have done it years ago. Only have seen the first few, but I like it so far. He didn't like some of the cheesier stuff. AJ Galaska said he hasn't watched all of them yet, but the only episode he really enjoyed was the first one. He absolutely hated the twins episode, thought it was super dumb. The rest have been all right, but nothing fantastic. Adrian Blair says, I love it. It really hits the thing I love about Star Wars, which is Star Wars is a setting, not a plot line, which is actually a really good point.
That's a good point, yeah.
It was really cool seeing these studios come in and make cool, different Star Wars. The Village Bride is an underrated episode. Kyle Halligan Duffy says they were great. You could see a lot of the studio strengths in their work. Also, the ideas they put forward were great and different. I love it when fans take the subject matter and try new things, which is really a good point because a lot of this, I mean, this whole series is basically like Star Wars anime fan fiction. Like if these studios got to... You could tell that these studios really love Star Wars and they really wanted to do something unique with it. So I thought that was a great point. William Nut Izari, sorry, says it rips, it slaps, whips, and fucks, which is a good comment.
All right.
Ricky Hannigan says they were fun. Wasn't a huge fan of TOB1, but the Astro Boy style look was cute.
Don't worry, nobody else was either.
Yep, that's probably one of the weakest episodes in my opinion. This will probably be a controversial one, but Bruce James Ingram gave us a tier list here. So in the good tier, he said Tatooine Rhapsody, TOB1, Lop Ocho, and Akarki. I don't know how to say
the
that
last.
one.
It's
the last one, the last episode. Decent tier was the Village Akakiri. Thank you. Decent tier was The Village Bride, The Ninth Jedi. Stupid Imashi bullshit tier was The Twins. ZZZ tier, which I think is the worst tier, is The Duel and The Elder.
Well, you got your shit wrong there, buddy.
I was gonna say, flip that for me, and you got my opinions.
Right. I'm totally with you. I fucking love The Elder, and obviously you like The Duel. The first one is really whatever. All right, whatever. We'll save our fucking feedback.
And then last one was Nick Ludeman says he's only seen the first 5 episodes, but it's been awesome. Wasn't so hot on Tatooine Rhapsody or The Twins, but The Village Bride was my shit, and The Ninth Jedi was pretty dope too. So thank you everybody for giving your opinions on Star Wars Visions, and now we'll give ours.
All right. Where to start?
I will let you guys start this one because I'm curious. Now, I did ask earlier, do we want to just share our overall feelings on this whole thing, or do you want to just go?
First of all, let's just give a quick rundown. Let's give all of the studios credit for each episode, because like we said before, each studio. Each episode there was a different animation studio behind it, so I wanted to highlight a couple of the studios that did each episode. Let's see.
One studio got 2.
Yeah, so there was 7 studios in total. 2 studios did 2 episodes. So the Duel, I'm just gonna go in order here. The Duel was animated by Kamikaze Duga. Tatooine Rhapsody was Studio Colorado. Sorry. The Twins
I'm
was
glad I don't have to read these.
the Twins was Trigger. The Village Bride was Kamena Citrus. The Ninth Jedi
It's like
was
cinema, probably.
Yeah,
Or kinema. Yeah.
Kinema. Yep, you're probably right. The Ninth Jedi was Production IG. TOB1 was Science Saru. The Elder was Trigger again. La Pinocha was Geno Studio, and Akakiri. Sorry, I don't know why I have trouble with that one. Was Science Saru again. So I kind of did a little bit of research on each of these studios. A lot of them, it kind of seemed like this was kind of their breakout hit. A lot of the things I've never heard of, but there was actually a couple big studios, like Studio Trigger, which did The Elder and The Twins. They worked on Kill la Kill, which is a popular anime, and they're actually doing the Cyberpunk anime that's coming to Netflix, based on Cyberpunk 2077. Yep. So I thought that was really cool. Production IG, which did The Ninth Jedi, which also happens to be one of my favorite episodes of this series. They did The Ghost in the Shell, which is hugely popular. Psychopaths, which is a Japanese cyberpunk psychological thriller anime, which I've never heard of, but sounds great. And Haiku, which also happens to be like one of my favorite.
Oh
anime.
yeah, the volleyball one, right?
Yep, I talked about that a while ago.
Volleyball anime.
Show. It's really, really good. And then Science Saru, which was
they did the last episode.
The TOB1 and every time.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Akakiri.
Yep. They did actually. Their breakout was like they did an episode of Adventure Time and another popular anime called Devilman Crybaby. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those studios in particular, just because I think they did great work.
Right on. What was your favorite 3 that you had out of the 9?
Oh, top 3. Here we go. Dave, you can go first.
In no particular order, I would think I would have to put The Duel, The Ninth Jedi, and The Elder all up in the top 3. When I was going through them, I don't know. I don't get so much into anime that if they get too anime, I get out of it, or if they get like too stereotypical, I get out of it. And those ones, I mean, they all had friggin' amazing animation, but some of the stories in them are a little too cookie cutter and get a little too lame for me. But those are mine.
I think I'm right with you, Dave. The Duel for sure. And The Ninth Jedi I really liked, and yeah, The Elder. Those were definitely my my top 3.
Yeah, The Elder was fantastic. The Duel was very good as well. The Ninth Jedi is in the middle. It's the 5th one. Remind me real quick. How does that one go down?
It's the longest one too.
Yeah.
That's the one with the sabersmith, and it's the guy on the planet that's making all the lightsabers and put out the call for all the Jedi. And then a whole bunch of people show up, and not all of them are Jedi. And he has his daughter bring all the lightsabers up to everybody, and you know the Jedi that put out the call for all the other people shows himself, and there's a big ass duel, and there's a lot of stabbing and a lot of lightsaber fighting. And then at the end of it, they go off to rescue the sabersmith. So that one was the one that I thought could actually turn into like a pretty sweet like series.
Yeah, that one was up there among my favorites for sure.
God damn it! I don't think I saw that one. I must have missed that one. I must have watched only 8 of them then, because I watched all of them, and I'm like, I have no memory of this. But
that was one of the best ones.
That is.
Okay, well that's
exciting.
exciting.
Pause and you're gonna go watch it.
Oh, I don't care. You can talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool that I got a really good
No,
one.
that one's a.
All right.
I'm glad I just spoiled it for you now, but
I don't give a shit.
It is.
None of this.
That was a super good one, but
okay.
Like even like the Elder, I actually wrote a note down about the Elder, because it's basically a Jedi and his Padawan going out to a planet to do stuff, And the first note I wrote down was, this is what Trevor Belmont's beard should look like in the Castlevania anime.
Oh my god.
Because they actually drew
Still
it
going
in.
back to that.
And it's not those fucking wispy little lines where it looks like he's got these V's on his face. It's like lines. It looks like an actual beard. So.
All right. So
the voice actor in that one didn't really match up too, but it was a little weird. But
So Tajin,
I agree.
the Jedi Master in that one was actually David Harbour from Stranger Things.
I had to look him up.
oh, really?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because the voice was like weird coming out of that guy's, animation. So it threw me off a little bit, but the story in that one was super cool.
So, all right, let's just get it out of the way. There's some really good material in here, and there's some that it feels all right. How do I want to say this? I personally enjoyed all of them. Honestly, I don't have a complaint against any of them because I knew going in that anime can be anything from Cowboy Bebop to Pokemon to Akira, which is more realistic, right? To, I don't know, some really goofy anime like My Hero Academia, right? And I don't care too much about some of these. I know, like, okay, Tatooine Rhapsody, everybody's picking on that one. It's because it's right after the one of the best episodes of the whole thing. The first one, they say, all right, let's take this really good one. This is exactly what sums up what we're trying to do. Like some cool ass anime with lightsabers. Let's do that. And they kind of have this cool thing where like he's not a Sith, but he's not a Jedi, but he has a red lightsaber. I love the mystery of the character. It's just done just right. That's how you introduce everybody to that. But the problem is the second one, because to get everybody's trust, he probably did the first one like that. Like, this is a heavy hitter. Let's start off good. And then the next episode is so far off from all of them, really. It just goes like punk rock.
It's like an emo teen band on Tatooine. It is just, I don't know.
It's like a tone
shift. Like a
It's
Sunday morning cartoon right after.
If I got eased into it, I would have put like Lop and Ocho there instead because it's still a little bit more serious. It ends on like in a cool cliffhanger kind of thing, but at least it's I mean, this is fucking like animated. I don't know, like cat dog like looking alien girl thing. And it's like, all right, you're easing me into some of the silliness that comes with anime sometimes, and then we do that. But they just go from the duel to Tatooine Rhapsody. I
agree with you.
That was a big mistake.
It was a little jarring, especially since if you're watching these like in order, like all the way through, and you're just kind of binging them. Like you go from the duel, like you said, it's super serious, black and white, like Kurosawa style.
The art style in that was amazing. Like black and white, and the only thing they colored was like the lights or laser blasts or lightsabers, and like, but you could still see the reflections in the black and white. And you had like the old timey like film grain that kind of went over everything too. Super awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool when the main character, like the Ronin, pulled out his lightsaber. Like I think the villain asked, like the bandit leader asked, like, "Are you a Jedi?" And then he pulled out like a red lightsaber, and then he showed like all his red kyber crystals like in his robe there.
Motherfucker,
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I collect that shit. But and it's like it's weird because it's using Star Wars lore. But hold on a second, there can only be 2 Siths at a time. So you picking them off one at a time, let them train somebody, then kill the apprentice, and let them train somebody, kill a man. Like, how is he getting so many? There's only 2 at a time, and but then again, it's who gives a shit, right?
You gotta throw out the canon,
right? Because like in the twins, right? I know some people didn't really like that one. I didn't mind it. I'm like, whatever. I just didn't like that.
It's all right.
They're humanoids and they're outside in outer space, and there's gravity, there's air. We're just like, then why are they fighting on a ship? Put them on a mountain.
That drove me nuts.
It was very distracting.
I was gonna say, you kind of gotta just suspend your disbelief for a little bit.
You're right.
Even that one had
action
super.
scenes going on.
That one had a lot of cool animation in it too, but just like some of the dumb like disbelief things, like fighting on the deck of a Star Destroyer in space with no masks or anything. I'm like, all right, this is just automatically.
I think
silly shit.
It just kind of seems like the studio had a concept that they wanted to go with. Like, wouldn't it be badass if these two people fought on the outside of a Star Destroyer, and they just kind of ran with it, like kind of disregarded everything else, like lore and canon and all that shit.
It's also
physics and reality and science. And,
yeah,
this is family. Star Wars is for families too. It's not only for men who've been watching it since they were a kid. It's for adults. Like that's the thing that like
right.
you gotta like.
Yeah, that's true.
Like these new movies, they suck. And I'm like, bro, how old are you? Do you forget there is a 10-year-old kid or a 7-year-old kid being exposed to this for the first time? You have to share Star Wars. And you know what Disney's trying to do? Share it with the fucking world, man. There are people who love anime. There are kids out there still. You just gotta like open your mind now to Star Wars. If you don't like the new stuff, don't fucking watch it. If you like the new stuff like me, I'm 40 years old. I grew up when it was on Laserdisc. I've played the games. I have Duel of Fates in my head almost like every day of the year. You know, like I get it. I love Star Wars, and there are things that rub me the wrong way, and there are other things I adore, and I think this is just cool. So but yeah, it's distracting when they're fucking in outer space and they're not breathing. You just gotta be like,
I will say,
whatever. This is fun. It's just fun. It doesn't have to exist, and it exists.
I will say about the twins episode, like, sure, like the last scene I really liked when he's fucking riding on an X-Wing, his lightsaber grows to fucking 100 feet tall and he slices a Star Destroyer in half. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's so over the top, but I liked it because it was just so crazy.
Right, that's on the
cartoony. You don't see that shit in Star Wars. Yeah,
that's just exactly what you just said there, Eric. Is like you just don't see that in Star Wars because there's a world that they kind of have to like kind of be careful with, right? I mean, people flip out when you do stuff in Star Wars, so yeah, it's just like just have fun with it.
I'm a little surprised that Disney kind of greenlit this series in the first place, because they allowed these studios to play around so much with the Star Wars lore, which, I mean, they kind of disregarded the Star Wars lore altogether and just kind of let them go wild and do whatever they wanted to do. You know,
it was respectful. I feel
kind of seems like if
they kept,
yeah,
I mean, they kept the lore just enough, right? You know, like just enough where it's just like, yeah, it feels like Star Wars. They do this and like, yeah, that's still Star Wars to me. Like the one girl, I didn't really care for it for La Pinocho, but I mean, I liked it and I didn't like it. Like, I didn't think I liked the main character, but overall, I thought the episode was kind of cool. But I like that she had a droid with her at all times, you know? Like, I just like, that's, to me, Star Wars is droids. But yeah, those are the elements that I need to kind of just remind me that I'm in the world of Star Wars.
The characters are, like, that one, La Pinocho was cool, but I didn't like... And, like, I don't know, the thing with Star Wars is, like, you got your Sith and your Jedi, and, like, you got your good and your bad, and there's, like, a very clean line down the middle, except for the one dude in the Ninth Jedi, which we'll leave that one for Brandon. But, like, that one got, I don't know, I just don't want my characters to be too, not typecast, but too stereotypical, or, you know, I like to have them to have a little bit of depth to them. Like, one thing that I did like about Akakiri is like the whole ending of it. Like,
the ending was great.
That shit got dark. Like,
I know, I watched
like,
that shit with my little kids, my 3-year-old and my 7-year-old. Dude.
Wow.
They're on my lap. They're like, where lights are off. We're like really into these episodes, and this is the last one. And I was expecting it to end positively, and they looked at me like, I'm like,
what the hell just happened?
So not
fucking
all
bad guys won.
Yeah,
right
like
at the end.
Yeah, it's just like it's not always guaranteed they're gonna get a happy ending, guys. All right, well, bedtime.
Right.
That was the tough thing too. It was like watching too many of them in a row. Like I like that people break them up into like chunks of like 2 or 3, because I watched, I don't know, maybe like 4 or 5 of them in a row, and like towards the, like when I got to Akakiri, like I was starting to wear down on like resetting the story, learning all these new characters again, all that kind of stuff. So
good point.
Breaking it up into chunks, I think helps as well.
I think it would have been smart for them, instead of just to release them all in one chunk, maybe release one each week. You know, you have something to look forward to each week, like a little nugget of Star Wars for these 9 weeks, you know, 15 minutes out of your day to watch this little animation. I thought that might have worked a little bit better instead of binging them all at one time. Because you're right, Dave. It is a little jarring going from story to story, trying to, because each of them resets. Each of them is a different story. None of them like connect to each other. So you got to kind of reset your brain. Like, okay, this is a new story, a new set of characters. What's going to happen in this one?
The only problem with that is that, like, yeah, 1 week they have to put out TOB1 episode 6 at some point, and that is just such a steaming pile of garbage that.
Well,
I have it written down here. This is just basically, it's a Mega Man ripoff, and basically the whole story is just like a whiny ass Star Wars Daniel Tiger. This is basically made for like 3 and 4 year olds.
All right, hold on a second.
That's exactly what I have written down.
Dave, I feel like I remember you making a comment about how you didn't like this, and then I got to it, and I thought it was cute. I thought it was fine. I honestly, what is your
it was
issue
cute. It was
with
made for
it was
3-year-olds.
cute.
I have no, dude.
Basically,
honestly,
the scientist he's like an exact clone of Dr. White from Mega Man.
Dave,
like the
we
big
all know
fat
that
white
Star
guy
Wars
with
is
the
like
old grandpa hair.
other things too. That's the whole thing about a lot of things. It's like this is like this. And who cares? But overall, like what besides you like seeing like Mega Man, I guess, meet Star Wars. Overall, like honestly, like what's your problem though? Like it gets dark. He gets killed and then he walks out and he sees a pile of.
The little kid is super annoying.
Is
it's
he?
like I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. The little kid is.
I had no issue
terribly
with it.
annoying.
I actually really liked it. I thought it was really cool. I loved the little android.
My
I love
problem.
how the droids were there and.
My problem with this episode is like, well, I mean, I don't mind that. Like, okay, we've never seen a droid become a Jedi before. Whatever, that's fine. You can make a droid a Jedi.
It's not canon,
But
so who cares?
Right, it's not canon, but so he accidentally sends out this transmission, and this like Sith Lord comes down and finds him and kills his whatever master, caretaker, whatever he is, creator. And then TOB1 ends up fighting this Sith Lord who presumably has like years and years of experience fighting Jedi and killing Jedi, and somehow this little droid who just picked up a lightsaber somehow knows how to use the Force is able to defeat this Sith Lord. That is what I had.
Okay, do you know what you just watched? I don't know if you understand what you just watched. It's a cartoon. They have 10, 13 minutes to just tell a story.
I get it.
So it's going again, like it's anime comes in many different flavors. It can be realistic and adult focused, like the first one, or The Elder. And then it can be very silly, like Tatooine Rhapsody. And that's what I think this one was. Was it TOB1 or whatever?
I don't like this flavor. Send it back to the kitchen. Have them recook it.
It's honestly not as bad as Dave is making it out to be. Honestly, it's fine.
I'm in the middle. I fall in the middle of you guys. I think there was some stuff to like in there. There was some stuff I didn't.
It was
like.
a Daniel Tiger Star Wars episode. That's all it was. It was hot garbage. I mean,
it gets pretty
great.
violent at the
It'd be
end.
great if my 4-year-old was watching it. Great. It was something that I would tell him to turn off. Dad doesn't want to watch this. Watch something else. But I don't know. That was, like you said, it just wasn't for me. But
all right, can we talk about? Can we talk about one that we all agree is really awesome, which is The Elder? I mean, this is probably my favorite one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I love
Okay.
this one. I love a good
right
old fashioned.
Let me just say, the Padawan's name is Dan. What the fuck? That's the most white ass, like American name, Dan. And this is like a black Jedi from whatever planet, in the galaxy, and his name is Dan. That's my only problem. I just wanted to get that out there.
I
thought that was dumb.
care. That didn't bother me. I guess I really
didn't even
just
really
had,
notice
like,
his name was Dan.
I noticed it. I was like, oh, that's a weird name of all the names you could come up, and then I didn't care. But whatever. I mean,
well, his master's name was
Tajin.
I don't know. I just thought it was weird. Anyways, continue.
Well, man, you throw me off. I guess not. Should I care about the guy's name being Dan? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, this one, I love. It gives me that old fashioned Padawan and his master and I love it. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was what
I did like
I
that a
love.
lot.
Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan, and I wish they had more time together in the
Yeah.
prequels instead of killing off fucking
Reminded me
Qui-Gon
of
in
that.
episode 1. So I thought that was really cool. I like that he got like, oh shit, like something happened with the Force. We got to go out, and I like that there's a little detective kind of stuff going on. They're kind of like investigating, and I like that. But I really like that villain because he did something that I've always been looking for, which is two small like lightsaber like things. Now he had little red lightsaber like daggers, like light daggers,
Like
whatever.
little hilts on them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude. But I just love that that was his. I love that villain. I loved everything about it. I love how he gets killed. I love all of it. I thought it was such a cool episode. And I
Also-
want to see more of it. Give me a whole season.
I gotta chime in. When Dan loses against the Elder, I thought he was dead. It would have had a greater impact if he actually died there. But he just gets up and he's fine later.
Well, I didn't.
So-
yeah,
Yeah,
that was a little
weird.
weird. Again, they have 13 minutes. And I wonder if Disney's just experimenting. Like, let's just do this. And then let's see how they react. We'll just say it's not canon. And if they like it, pluck these ideas and let's do this, you know?
Yeah, I did like the Elder overall. It was one of the stronger episodes.
The fight between the Master and the crazy little double-bladed Sith guy was pretty freaking fantastic. Especially the way it ended, where he's trying to hit him with the lightning, and then he deactivates the saber, moves it in,
Love
and then reactivates
that.
it right in his chest. I'm like,
Why don't more
badass.
Jedis do that?
Yeah,
Like when they're doing like a saber struggle, when they're both kind of sabers colliding, why doesn't one just turn off their lightsaber and just
it's in some of
stab
the
him?
RPGs where they have like certain blades that do certain things. But I thought it was a lot of pretty cool because a lot of these episodes have like samurai tinges to them. You know, there's a lot of samurai stuff coming out of there, but a lot of the lightsaber blades are like thin, like samurai swords, rather than
Yep.
just like tubes.
Yeah, katana.
They look
Yeah,
like
which
katanas,
I thought was super
yeah.
cool to see.
Yep.
So some of them have like hilts on them, and you know, some stuff like that, which not like the weird cross hilt from Kylo Ren, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Weapon
So-
design was cool.
well,
I
was
kind of felt like
interesting.
every episode was somebody like, I don't know. I wrote down like every episode's almost like an Oprah's favorite, because like every episode is you get a lightsaber and you get a lightsaber and you get a lightsaber, and everybody like
That was another
everyone's either
thing.
getting them or they have them. And
I
it's just, I guess, I mean, if you're gonna make these little bite-sized pieces about it, like the most recognizable thing about Star Wars is the lightsabers. So like,
I know.
You gotta
Well, that's what
kinda
I was
have
going
it
to
in
say.
there.
They don't.
I do wish
Well,
they
don't
branched
have,
out
like,
a little
any
bit
characters
more.
that we've ever seen. They don't have Darth Vader. They have these weird versions of everything. Is like a version of, you know, like the twins is clearly Luke and Leia kind of concept. But
Mhm.
what if they were both are bred to be villains, or like, you know, for the Empire or something like that? Dark Force users. But they had no Han or Luke or Vader or the Emperor or anything like that. But they did have stormtroopers,
They had
which is interesting.
Jabba and they had Boba Fett.
Boba Fett was in the one.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
But, like,
oh, that's
Boba
right.
Fett was one of
yeah.
those-
or
That's right.
Tatooine
Yeah.
Rhapsody. Sorry.
Yeah.
What are
That's
those?
right. That's the only
What are
one.
those shitty toys that they have a million of? Where they like, there's one of every single character. Like those little
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops. Yeah, like that was basically a Funko Pop of Boba Fett. Like I'm like, this is like a weird like
It's
Oh,
true.
shitty
yeah.
little.
He's like a
kid's
chibi,
version.
like a little short guy.
Yes. That was
So where do
funny,
you-
but
So
no,
where do you
that one
go
yeah.
from here, though? Like when you take these and you have some that are killer. Now, I don't know. What are the people saying to this? What are the initial reactions? Are they liking this or not liking this? Because I can see that you can have people liking
I've
such a mixed
seen-
bag just from the comments that we got for the show.
I've seen positive reviews out there, and negative. I've seen a lot of mixed stuff. I hope that they do another. I kind of hope that they do another round of this. Like I could see them doing like, you know, another chunk of these Visions episodes with, you know, 9 more different studios or whatever. Like I don't mind this style of like experimenting with Star Wars. I'm all for it. Like I think the Star
Mhm.
Wars franchise needs this kind of re-energization. Like I when this was first announced, I was super excited for it because I mean I love anime and I love Star Wars, and like combining them, I thought that like it was gonna be my shit. Like nothing would go wrong with it. But clearly, there's some room for improvement here. So I think if they take this concept and kind of improve upon it, I think it could be really something special. And like you said, if they take like some of these episodes and spin them off into their own stories, that'd be awesome. And speaking of that, I was actually doing a little bit of research. Dave, you'll like this. On the so the first episode, The Duel, they're actually doing a visual novel
that's cool.
spin-off of this.
Good.
So this is actually
That's cool.
It's coming out in like a week. It's called Star Wars Ronin, a Visions novel, and it's based on the first episode, and so they're expanding that story out into a visual novel, which is really cool. And that's kind of what
Is that one going to keep going, or is it like a one-shot kind of thing?
I think for now it's like a one-off thing, and I'm assuming they'll just kind of see how it does. But yeah, they say it's set in an alternate history inspired by the Old Republic. So I think that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, if they can take some of these ideas and kind of spin them off into their own thing, I think it could be really successful.
Some of them I wouldn't mind seeing that, and some of them, like, I don't know, some of them are more made to be one-shot kind of things. So, and they've already got a lot of animated stuff going.
I wouldn't want to see a TOB1 series.
No, but they've got like the. What's the new one? The Bad Batch that's out now. They've got Clone Wars. They've got a whole bunch of animated series kind of already out there. So I'm not sure if they like start to wrap some of those up, or Rebels or anything like that. If they just kind of, maybe you do a run of the Ninth Jedi, because that one was set up kind of as like a pilot episode almost, the way it ended. So
a lot of them are left on like cliffhangers too. Like there could be an ongoing story here, which I feel like they purposely did that kind of just to leave the door open in case they wanted to expand on these stories.
I think the
future.
Sith stuff makes it a little bit weird, just because technically there's only supposed to be two. But if they're doing this weird thing where not really a Sith, it seemed like they kind of danced around that a little bit with the Sith concept. But a Jedi's a straight up fucking Jedi. They looked like Jedi. They had Jedi haircuts, Jedi clothing. But the Siths, I noticed, were more feudal Japan. It's like they purposely did this thing, because even in the Elder, was he really considered a Sith or no?
Yeah, or is it just a dick with lightsabers? You can.
Yeah, just
you
because
don't have to be Sith.
Just because you find a kyber saber, you just know the technology. It's like knowing how bullets and guns work, but you're not part of like the American Army or like what I'm saying? Like it's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope so. Honestly, it's funny if you went back in like let's say the 80s, and you ask people, what is Star Wars? They're like, oh, Star Wars is like these movies, man, and like these figurines, and that's it. And it's like, great. And then video games come out, and cartoons have come out, and now animes have come out. And when you ask, like, what is Star Wars? Like now it's like, oh man, what is Star Wars? Now it's not stuck to a medium. It's not stuck to a specific format. It's Baby Yoda all the way to, like the Ewoks.
In the 80s, yeah.
Luke Skywalker to the animes we just watched, or the songs.
Your answer in the 80s probably would have been like, it's, Luke, Leia, and Han. And then, over the years, like, you're just fleshing out the universe, basically. Further and further. The more stuff you make, the more fleshed out the universe gets. I mean, they dropped a lot of the books
and it's just cool that
when Disney bought them. Like, because a lot of that stuff just got dropped off, and now they're just, like, picking and choosing what they want to bring in from the expanded universe into Disney canon, I guess we'll call it. But,
right.
There's a lot of stuff out there that kind of, like, built out the universe, and this is just, another reimagining of what some of those little short stories, basically, which is cool.
One thing I wanted from this series, like you said, I think Dave, you mentioned before, like Jedis and lightsabers are like the most recognizable thing in Star Wars, but I wish they branched out a little bit more with these episodes. Like they're all focused on like except for like Tatooine, Rhapsody, whatever. They're all focused on
Siths and Jedis,
like
or
Jedis
some
and Sith and
capacity.
right.
I agree with you on that.
Like
I
I
know.
would have loved like
I want to see like what it's like to live in this world.
yeah,
Just
would have loved a different story.
I'm with you. In general, I want Star Wars
Right.
to do that. I just want to see a movie where it's like I want to know what civilian life is
Yep,
like.
exactly.
You know, in some way, make it interesting. Like I don't know, give me mobsters or something like that, or you know, I don't know, something.
Like the
I
way
know,
the
I'm with
Mandalorian
you on
went.
that was a great potential to do that.
Like no Force users, no lightsabers. Like the whole first season of Mandalorian, you're just like it's just like dudes
For the
with
first season,
dudes with blasters and you know
the Western.
spaceships. Yeah,
Mhm.
shit like that would be cool.
Yeah, I want a little bit more of that. And we got some glimpses of like what life is like on some of these planets that they showed. One episode that I don't think we've mentioned at all yet, probably because it's one of the more forgettable ones, is the Village Bride.
Oh, I like that.
All right, remind me what happens to this one.
Yeah,
that one
that
I
was-
remember it gets
that one was
good at the
nice.
last quarter of it.
Yeah,
They set up the world where like the girl gets married off, and then the people the raiders show up that have the battle droids or whatever.
Remember that?
mm-hmm.
And then at the end, she kind of just goes. They start murdering all these mercenaries, basically.
Yeah, like it focuses on a Jedi Master and basically his apprentice or whatever she is.
Was that the master, or was it just a dude?
I thought it was her master, but I could be wrong.
I couldn't figure that out either. Yeah, it's kind of vague.
Yeah, they're just
He's wise and he wears a weird
right.
helmet.
They don't really
'Cause
explain it. They
the
just
description says a Jedi on the run takes in a unique customs of a remote village under threat by a warlord.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
I'm assuming that she's just the Jedi.
right. So these two visitors to visit this planet, and like they just happen upon this village, and they see kind of what's going on with these bandits, and she takes it upon herself. The Jedi takes it upon herself to protect this village from those bandits. So we get a little bit of glimpse of what life is like for that specific planet, which I kind of liked. But you know, overall it was so that episode.
Yeah, that one was kind of forgettable. I know some people liked it, honestly, but I mean, overall, I liked all of them. I really did. Like, I had fun with it. This is cool. This is different. I'm all about it. But some just definitely stood out so much better than others. It might just because of my personal style. I'm a grown ass man, and of course I'm gonna like the Duel. Of course I'm gonna like the Elder. You know, I haven't seen the ninth. What's that?
Are you
A grown ass man? Hey, I can tell myself.
A grown-ass man.
grown ass man?
That all the time. You're a grown ass man. God damn it. I can do what I want. I can have a podcast.
You can do
and
what
talk
you
about
want.
Cartoons.
And you got toys. You got Star Wars toys in your background there.
But overall, I'm glad it happened, and I want to see another one. Or I want to see. I mean, it's cool that the one has its own graphic novel that you said, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, we got Boba Fett's series coming. We'll be obviously talking about that. We're thinking about making like a mini series in the podcast, maybe the follow per episode, depending how that goes. But it's weird, right? Like Star Wars doesn't have any movies lined up, so we're like in this era where we're looking forward to the next Jedi Outcast video game or whatever it is, and I'm sorry, Fallen Order. Or anime or TV shows.
Well, it's weird because like LucasArts had us in such a like there wasn't a ton of Star Wars stuff coming out for a while, and then as soon as Disney got involved and got the license, like they just like set everything up, start pumping out movies. This is the most Star Wars content we've gotten in decades. So like it was the prequels, and then they went dark for a while. You got
sequel trilogy.
Yeah, you got when Disney hopped in, you started getting sequel trilogies and Han Solo movies and Rogue Ones and all this, all sorts of crazy stuff. So
they fumbled their way through
more
those
now
movies.
than ever.
Yeah, but I think these TV shows have been kind of where they're actually learning more now. I think they're getting very educated with the fan base and the IP on this level than the big screen level. Clearly, I mean, obviously they made a lot of money with the movies, but they stopped making those movies after Solo.
The Star Wars universe is so rich that I think it just lends itself so well to a TV show. And we saw that with The Mandalorian, and that gives me a lot of hope for the Book of Boba Fett.
A New Hope.
That's coming out soon. So.
Some of these though, like
A New Hope, yeah, exactly.
like the ninth Jedi one. I don't know if I want to see a whole series about that. What if they just make that into a solid ass 2-hour anime movie? And just that's what it is.
I can see
it's
that.
There, it's its own little thing.
Yeah.
Boom, go. So I don't know.
That's
A lot of
That's
these
happened.
have their pluses and their minuses.
that happens. You'll see something where they do a
Yeah.
small version and then they'll make a big movie out of it. Real quick, I know that Napoleon Dynamite did that. It's a horrible example, but you can go on YouTube and watch like
What?
Well, the Clone Wars started out. The Clone Wars started out as that.
Oh, that's a good point. That's more accurate. But yeah, if you go to YouTube, you can see like a 15-minute short video of Napoleon Dynamite and Pedro, and they go and buy a fanny pack. And that's like where the idea came
Oh, that's
from.
funny.
And it's before the movie, and you can see it. It's like, oh,
Huh.
and then there's the movie. No, I like what your example with the Clone War. And man, I'll tell you what, when the Clone Wars came out, the animated series, I maybe because of the age I was at, I didn't really give it a chance. I was like, it's for kids. Why am I watching this?
Mm-hmm.
But now watching, especially with the later seasons and watching some with my kids, I'm like, I'm actually more open-minded to the idea that Star Wars can be other things, like a TV show, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, the Clone Wars is weird. Like, it started out with that. They had these like 5-minute vignettes on like Cartoon Network by like the Samurai Jack creator, Jendi Tartakovsky. And so they spun that into like the feature film, The Clone Wars, and then they did the animated series.
Yeah.
So
that's who
had
did
an
it.
interesting
That's
arc.
right. I forgot about that. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, if you the lesson to learn here is Star Wars is good depending in the hands it's in, right? And some hands might, or some directors or studios or teams might get more of a response out of the fan base than others. But overall, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. But we've seen from like Lucas to I don't know, Ryan Johnson, right? To these guys over here, like Kamikaze.
All these crazy animation studios. Yep.
Yeah, and they've all touched Star Wars, and they've all done something more or less to the story and the lore, and for the fan base to appreciate, to dissect, to talk about, to enjoy. And it's interesting now, like you said, it's just interesting to watch what Star Wars is becoming. And it makes sense when they say visions, like when they call it Star Wars Visions, because that's exactly what this is. And I don't know, it's cool. I'm good job, Disney, for kind of slowing down a little bit. Don't have to come in hot with all those movies, and here they are. And I'm excited. It's cool now. It's fun. And I'm glad that people are having fun with Star Wars again.
I'm glad,
even if there's a lot of content.
I'm glad that Disney let this happen. Like, I don't know. I'm still surprised that they actually greenlit this, because it seems like nowadays they're so precious with like their Star Wars lore. Like Dave was saying, they got rid of all the expanded universe stuff that's not canon anymore. They just want to produce stuff that is canon within their story.
Yeah, but it was canon. Where their scissors saying, "Hey,
Exactly.
hey, whoa!"
They just kind of
not canon.
everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it is really cool that these animation studios actually got a chance to produce something. And like I said before, you can tell that they are Star Wars fans, and that they produce something that, the short stories that they believed in. And I did really appreciate that about each one of these, even if I didn't fall in love with each of the stories that they created.
Would you guys just say, if you want a shortcut and you haven't watched it and we're just talking about it and you're like, all right, I guess I'll watch this, I'll just say watch 1, watch 5, watch 7. That's The Duel, The Ninth Jedi, and The Elder. And I haven't seen The Ninth Jedi. Somehow I fucking missed the middle one. And I'm super excited to see it.
I would say 9-2 is worth it for the last couple minutes.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
Swerve at the end there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say though, you can pick and choose the good ones if you really want to, and skip the other ones, because that's kind of the beauty of these, is that their own separate stories. So if you don't want to watch all of them, you don't really have to.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to get into? Yeah, Dave, what do you got?
Nothing. I just I'm happy that Star Wars is getting more content and more stuff is coming out. Book of Boba Fett's coming soon. More Mandalorian's coming soon. So, just want more Star Wars games. They got Knights of the Old Republic coming out. So, just more
A remake.
lightsabers.
Yep.
Lightsabers are cool. Everybody should have one. And there's more to life than just being a Sith or a Jedi. There you go.
Nerd. Okay. I don't think we can really talk anymore about these 9 cartoons from these awesome studios. So, yeah, Dave, right? Just watch Star Wars. Make your own opinion, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Don't be so closed-minded with Star Wars. You got to open your mind moving forward. If you want to stay in the past, stay in the past. Yep.
Expand your mind.
Other than that, I think we can go to break, and we're going to play... Hey, who said that?
Who said that?
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back with a game. We're playing... Hey, who said that?
Hey.
Hey.
Who said that?
It's just fun to say. Hey, who said that? Yeah, Dave, you're going to be hosting this one, and it's just a game that I came up with where it seems like all we really got to do is just kind of find a PDF of the original screenplay of a movie, which is kind of cool actually to see them because the format is the same, but like they change. I don't know, the way they kind of do like the openings. The
see like
is different.
Like the screenwriting where like this guy walks over to this guy and then they give you the dialogue and then they say, so yeah, I got 5 of them. I'm ready to go. There's a slight theme today, I guess. It doesn't have to do anything with Star Wars or Star Wars Visions, but this is just like Oprah has her favorites, Dave has his favorites too. This is Dave's favorites.
But you're gonna be reading from the screenplay, and we have to guess. Eric or I have to say our name, and then we can take a guess on what we think it is. And the first one to get 3 right.
Give me the movie. That's
just
all
the
you
movie.
Gotta do.
I know. Yeah, we say, "Hey, who said that?" It's not really the actor. It's just tell me what movie it was from. But anyways, just hey, who said this?
Dave killed me last week, so Brandon, you're going down right now.
Okay, yeah,
All
this
right.
is all right.
No
Well,
shame.
let's go.
All right, number 1. So it is down to you, and it is down to me. If you wish her dead, by all means, keep moving forward. Let me explain. There's nothing to explain. You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. Brandon.
The Princess Bride.
Ah, that is correct.
Oh, I'm
Yes!
gonna eat my words.
There will be no arrangement. You're killing her. I didn't even get to the best part.
Never
Let
seen
me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates? Yes. Morons!
Yes, I love that part.
There's
It's one of my favorite parts.
There's such a good monologue going back and forth between the two of them. Brandon, Eric, did you say you haven't seen it?
Never seen it.
Oh, man. Oh, you're getting a -1 point for that.
Oh no.
You're down. It's 1 to -1 now. We're at the...
I've got a good like 12,
Add that to the
13
list.
years on Eric of movie watching too. So, and
Put
Princess
that-
Bride is not for everybody, I guess. It's a popular whole.
It is for everybody.
Popular
It
hole.
should not be a hole. That you need to fill your hole with the Princess Bride.
I
I'll
guess
say that
so.
right now.
I guess so. To
Okay.
fill my Princess Bride hole.
Well, I feel bad that you didn't know that one, so I guess
It's okay.
we'll go on to the next one. Oh, well.
Harry Potter.
Well, I left all the Harry Potters out of these just because I know that you haven't gotten into there. So,
Okay.
Movie number 2. Try here. Stop. What the hell am I looking for? When does this happen in the movie? Now. You're looking at now, sir.
Oh,
Everything that is
Brandon.
happening now is happening now.
Brandon. Oh, dude, that's awesome. That must be like Lord Helmet talking to this one guy. But yeah, it's Spaceballs.
It is Spaceballs. Brandon, or
That's
Eric.
a
Eric's throwing
good
his
pick.
hands up in the air. Eric, have you not seen Spaceballs?
I've
before?
seen it, but long
Oh.
ass time ago. I would have never got that.
What happened to then? We passed then. When? Just now. We're at now. Go back to then. When? Now. Now. I can't. Why? We missed it. When? Just now. When will then be now? Soon. How soon, sir? What? Sir, we've identified the location. It's the road of Vega. Oh, this is such
I
a
love
good
that.
scene.
I already
too.
got it, and you kept going. Yeah, it is good. It's fun, man. That reminds me I should watch it again. Good pick.
All
right, let's
keep
it
two.
going.
All right.
Crushing me.
I thought those were easy ones, but these are again Dave's favorites. So I
Oh,
wasn't
boy.
too concerned whether if everybody had seen these, but this one, I guess we'll go with a low hanging softball here, and this is just a quick one. If I don't have this, I might have to go find it. If you don't get it right off the bat, I might have to find another quote here. But in this movie, a character says, "As the duly constituted representative of the city of New York, on behalf of the county and state of New York, the United States of America, the planet Earth, and all inhabitants, I hereby order you to cease and desist all supernatural activity and return at once to your place of origin or the next nearest parallel dimension."
Eric?
Yep.
Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I got one.
Oh,
It's
well
the Gozer
done.
speech.
Nice.
All right.
Gozer speech by Ray Stantz.
Okay, I thought it sounded familiar. Well done. I like that.
That
Good
one, yeah, that was a good block. I figured that the New York might
Well, there you
throw
go,
you
Eric.
off, and then the supernatural
one.
stuff might
I got
lean
one.
you in a little bit. All
one.
right. Here's another one. You guys should have all seen this because this is a fairly popular movie when it did come out. We're dicks. We're reckless, arrogant, stupid dicks. And the Film Actors Guilds are pussies. And Kim
Brandon.
Jong-il is an asshole. Yes,
yeah,
Brandon.
Yeah. Team America.
I was gonna say that.
World Police.
Yeah, Team America.
There you
World
go.
Police, yeah.
Pussies don't like dicks because pussies get fucked by dicks. But dicks also fuck assholes. Assholes who just want to shit on everything. Pussies may think they can deal with assholes in their way, but the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick with some balls. End scene.
Oh, dude, I love it. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
right.
I couldn't
I
help myself with
apologize
some
if you
of
have
these
kids
ones.
listening to this. If you,
Nope. I label it
It's
not
just
safe
marked
for
as
work on Reddit.
explicit.
I just crushed Eric in this, but
You destroyed
there
me.
is one more left. There's one more left just for funsies, right?
I mean, I got two little guys left.
Yeah, let's just-
this first one you guys will probably get pretty easy. Hey, if any of you are looking for any last minute gifts for me, I have one. I'd like blank right here tonight. I want him brought from
Brandon.
his happy holiday
Oh, I
slumber
know
over there
this.
on Melody Lane.
Yeah,
Brandon.
National
Yeah.
Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Yep, that towards the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Clark Griswold.
I
I wanted to
want
learn
you to
that
tell
speech
him-
for the next time.
Right here.
good
What
one.
a
Just say
cheap,
it, please. Yep.
Cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah.
good.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
And holy shit.
And then drink your eggnog, right?
Yeah. And you gotta chug some eggnog at the end of that one, just for good. Just for
I
good.
fucking love it. Next time I see like
Best
eggnog
Christmas
at a
movie
party,
ever.
I'm gonna grab that, hold that little teacup, and say that thing, and then
It was like Rocky. They were like Rocky and Bullwinkle glass cups
Mhm.
that he has too. They're fucking classic.
that's what it is. That's what it is. Yes, it's a Rocky. It's the Bullwinkle glass. He's holding the antler.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Okay, what's the last one?
Fucking. All right, this last one's should be fairly easy. I don't know about this scene particularly. It's one of the more noticeable scenes in this movie. Don't you hate that? What? Uncomfortable silences. Why do we feel like it's necessary to yak about bullshit in order to feel comfortable?
Brandon.
I don't know. Yep.
Fight Club?
Nope.
Oh.
That's when you know you found somebody special. When you can just shut the fuck up for a minute and comfortably share silence. I don't think we're there yet, but don't feel bad. We just met each other. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go to the bathroom and powder my nose while you sit here and think of something to say. I'll do that.
Oh, wait. Is this Pulp Fiction?
That is Pulp Fiction.
Okay, yeah. I had Pulp Fiction last week. Oh.
Did you?
Yeah, that's the dance scene. Yeah, remember the bunny in the opening?
Oh, you did do Bunny.
Yeah.
Honey Bunny.
Whatever
her name is.
Yep. Yeah. That's cool. Okay.
All right. Well,
Eric, have you seen that?
Brandon,
I know you've seen that one.
I've seen. That's one of those movies where I've seen like each part of it, but I don't think I've actually sat down and watched the whole thing through.
Yeah, Dave just confessed that to like what, Predator or something.
I got yelled at. Yes, Predator. I've only seen chunks and chunks
Parts?
of, but never sat down
God.
and watched.
Yep.
All.
So
of
there
the
you go.
Predator.
Teaser there. One day we're gonna have to do a fucking episode on the Predator, the first Predator.
Fill my hole with some Arnold.
Oh, please, man. Well, yeah, your Arnold holes is
to
interesting too. Yeah, because you never saw Twins. Have you seen
Last Action Hero?
Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah, Last
bits
Action
and pieces
Hero
of
is the
Jingle
one I
All the Way.
really want to do.
Last Action.
Oh my
Hero,
god! All right,
yeah.
listen. All right, before we transition to social, real quick, if you do like Schwarzenegger movies and you would like to hear us talk about one, please let us know. You can. How do they contact us, Eric? If they want to say, hey, if you're gonna do Schwarzenegger flick, I would love to hear you guys talk about what. Where do they go to ask?
Well, you could go to twitter.com/nomads of fantasy, and you'll find us there. You could also find us on Instagram at nomads of fantasy. Find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/nomads of fantasy, where I'll be streaming some more Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Dave's dabbling in there too with some Castlevania streams, and I know he's been streaming some 76 sometimes, some stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, you can follow us over there too. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, or if you know Dave, Eric, or myself, just message us as well. Again, I'm Brandon, but yeah, like just
we're on the Twitters.
You can just
just DM us. Hop in those DMs.
Yeah, we're human beings, man. We're average.
Slide right in.
Exactly. So just contact us if you have any feedback in general. We'd love to hear it. I actually do get more and more as the show's been going on. I have been getting more and more feedback, and I truly appreciate each and everybody who has been doing that. I do. It's interesting to like make a show and then talk about things and then just kind of put it out there. But it's nice when you get some information back because we're trying really hard to make information that's interesting, make interesting topics, keep the quality there, the audio there, and kind of be somewhat different from other shows. But also just have fun while we're doing this. And it's just nice to hear some feedback that's not like, I don't know, our mom or dad, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just nice to like somebody says, hey, dude, I really liked your episode on this.
I don't want my mom listening to this, that's for sure.
Yeah, it would really.
Well, Eric's mom
if you're listening
to
this far, yeah, she does. Thank you, Mom. I love you. Thank you for listening to every episode. You're the best.
Thanks for birthing me.
If you're listening to this, thanks for giving life to me, bringing me into this world. But yeah, if you're listening to this far, if you're hearing this right now, then you've somehow tolerated us for this long. You could go, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, please go and rate us 5 stars, leave a review. Like that helps us immensely. I know we don't say it enough.
Yeah, it's not our style, but I looked into why that is, and it really has to do with how Apple works. And Apple really just wants to make sure that good content is on its platform. And what they look for is us to be consistent, which we do. Every Sunday we try to put out the episode. And if you have good reviews, then it also will recommend that. So yeah, it just kind of helps us, and it helps other people who might like the show. That's it, really, from what I've learned.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, and we have an email address, nomadsoffantasy@gmail.com, if you want to send us whatever. Doesn't matter. Anything.
Please send whatever, because Eric reads those. So.
Send whatever. I'll read it. I'll read it on the
you
show,
want.
no matter what it is. You can make me say whatever you want.
Yeah,
so
Eric is definitely...
do that.
Eric is our social guy, basically. He does most of the social. I know Dave does some, and I try to do some, but Eric definitely is the man. So yeah, if you really want to get up, make sure just get a hold of Eric. All right, well, that's Star Wars Visions, guys. I think that's it. I had a good...
Yeah, get ready for some spooky shit in October.
Yeah, what are some of the things that we have lined
We're
up?
getting spooky. Next couple of weeks, we have Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
Which is a fantastic vampire movie, since we've been hot on the vamps. Dune is coming out, so we're going to be watching the first Dune movie.
I think you guys are going to hate it, but we'll see.
We might. I don't know. The new trailer came out for Dune, and it looks pretty sweet. And I'm sure that the 80s version of it is probably nothing like it. But we'll also be getting into some Resident Evil 7. I know we've been talking about that for a while, and being big babies and not starting it. So no time like now to scare my pants off and put it out there for the internet to hear.
That game.
Yeah. Can't wait.
I really am fucking scared. I was thinking about playing it during the day the other day, and I just like, God, oh my God, I don't want to play this, but I do. All right, let's get out of here. That was fun. I love talking Star Wars, man, and I hope people want to talk to us about Star Wars. So when this episode's out, feel free to come back to the post and make a comment if you liked it or didn't like it. If there's something we didn't say, let us know in the comments. Love it, please. And also, if you have an idea for the games that we play at the end, you also can just do that. Just contact one of us, and then we'll keep it secret from the others, and then we'll do the episode. That'll be kind of fun. You guys ready to get out of here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
May the Force be with you.
And also with you.